Yes. So yesterday we have spoken about rollouts. Rollouts is nothing but mm, mapping already existing business other countries. It can be for other countries or it,
Company codes.
yes, it can be for other country company codes. So that is what rollout means. So these rollouts can be like country specific rollouts or company code specific rollouts. So what is company code specific rollout? So so obviously you have to have a different company code when you go for other country. That is again a country specific, but sometimes we'll have different multiple company codes in one country.
Your voice is not audible.
Yes, Prasad.
What is also there is no interruption. So is it for is it same for all or it is Prashant, Srilata?
Now it is coming.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe my voice is low because okay, starting right. That's okay. The rollouts means mapping already existing business process or the configuration or development to other countries or other companies. So it is just kind of a copy paste job, but I mean you will be taking care of country specific settings, country specific legal requirements. Okay, that is what you are now.
Plant specific కూడా ఉంటుంది కదా rollouts.
Yeah, plant specific rollouts can also be there, but mostly in this area they will be very minimal. If it is inventory management or materials management, then these modules will have more scope for plant rollouts. Whenever you introduce a new plant, then it is called plant rollout. Yeah. Now we will go to support projects. So in support projects, okay, first we will go through the content copy. Okay, support process. We will also talk about ticket processing today. Ticketing tools. Okay, ticketing process. When you enter into your support project, the primary role of you is to resolve day-to-day issues in production. What is your role here? Resolving day-to-day production issues. Okay. So when you take a support project, you will be working for issues. You will be working on resolving issues which are raised in production system. So you may have, 5 or 6 people, 6 consultants in our team. Okay, you will share the work among your team. We can say in other way, team will share work among them. Okay, team members. So to start with, we will see support project types. So there will be support project types like based on levels. I can say support levels. I can say project levels. Okay. So these levels means it depends on the type of support you are providing it. Okay. Yeah. So L1. L1 means level 1.
Chepra.
Don't have to say that.
Hello. Chepra. ఓకే ఓకే ఏం లేదు వట్టిన పెట్టినాం చదవలేదు.
Okay, I just muted Gopi. I guess he's a call. Okay. So L1 level 1 means basic support. That is your call center, desk. These kind of supports are called help desk. The primary support. Let's say you are using a broadband connection, it is not working now. So you will call to the hotline, that is customer care or the helpline number, and you will ask. So once you call them, the service desk people will receive the call and they'll register a case or they'll register an issue on your name. So the one who is receiving your call and recording your details or taking the error details are called level 1 support guys. So most of the times level 1 support is your help desk. Okay, so either you can call hotline numbers in this level 1 support. You will have hotline number, you call them, or you can send an email, help desk email. So these guys are, they're not technical guys, they are just kind of customer service representatives who receives your call. That's it. What they know is they attend the call and they register a case, a ticket on your name. So once the ticket is raised, that means issue is raised in the system. So if it is a small issue or less complex issue, so that is handled by L2 team. So it is kind of handling issues. Application. Let's say you have SAP and you're trying to create a sales order for a customer, but system is saying sales area could not be determined because you are trying to create a sales order in different sales area. So that cannot be an issue, right? It is ordering ticket, like handling issue. Okay, user doesn't know how to use the application, user doesn't know how to create the sales order. Okay, these kind of small issues, understanding issues are handled by level 2 support. Okay? small changes or explanations. Okay, then L3. L3 means where there is need for change request. So in these tickets, like let's say in L2 tickets, if a user is raised a problem ticket, so this problem can be closed at L2. If not, there may be a change required to close it. Okay. So let's say we will take the same example where sales area could not be determined. So you thought that it is a user understanding issue. I mean, customer is not extended to sales area, but when you approach customer, I mean user, he says that now that the sales area does not exist in database itself. That means sales area is not set up in the system. Then what you do? You have to set up sales area in the system. That means you need to change something in the system, configurable item. You are doing configuration here. So if you have medium or complex range of configurations, that is called level 3 support, CI. There is something called CI, configurable item. Your change requires configuration or enhancement, that is called L3 support. Okay. In this L2 level, you will be mostly handling issues or problem tickets. So these are the 3 important levels for support, guys. So L1 is not your job. You are not part of L1 because there is a customer support team or help desk guys who will take care of this L1 support. So once the ticket is raised or created in L1 support, it will be passed to technology teams. So L2 and L3 are technology guys. So most of the times a support consultant would be working in these areas, L2 or L3 support. Okay. So then you have something called L4 support. So L4 is product support, product owner support. There is an issue which cannot be resolved by L2 or L3 guys. Let's take an SAP application. So these consultants who are working in L2 and L3 support, they are not able to resolve the issue. There is something very complex thing which need to be addressed by SAP itself because SAP is product owner. So if you seek support from the product owner, that is called L4 support. Think that, I mean, there is some issue in Windows operating system. That is a bug. So who has to resolve that? Microsoft has to resolve that, right? So these kind of support, the end product owner support is called L4 support. Okay. So these are the 4 support levels. So you will be mostly working on L2 and L3 supports in support projects. Okay. Any doubts in this? Okay. So any doubts, guys?
Flow it low.
If you don't have doubts, we will go to ticket types.
Tickets etla assign aithe. I mean, ticket flow ela untundi.
Yeah, we'll come back.
Okay.
We will go with flow actually one by one. Okay. So these ticket types can be like what I can say, problem tickets, first let's start with incidents. Incidents means small issues. Incidents mean small issues like payment terms are missing in sales order, Inco terms are missing in sales order. User might be knowing it, but he'll ask us to maintain. Let's say there is a sales order which is an incompletion log. User doesn't know how to clear it. Okay. So you have a sales order where it says mandatory pricing condition MWST is missing. So if the issue is very small and like what I said, the handling issues, handling errors are called incidents. Small problems. Okay, they are called incidents. Then problem tickets. So problem tickets means where you need to spend significant time on these tickets. So let's say revenue account is not determined, accounting document is not generated after billing document. It used to be working fine earlier. Let's say till yesterday it was working. Now you see a lot of documents, billing documents not released to accounting. It's a problem, right? So these kind of, so to resolve it, first you need to find out root cause. But for incidents, by seeing the ticket itself, ticket description itself, you will be knowing what is the problem, what is the issue. But for problem tickets, you need to spend time to know the root cause. That is what your problem ticket. I'll tell you one example here for problem tickets. Let's say I joined as a support consultant in XYZ client. So XYZ client, I mean there is a ticket to create uh, account assignment group of customer, a new account assignment group of customer. That is, let's say Z1. So my business asked me to create new account assignment group for customers, that is Z1. Okay, as I am new, so I, without analyzing the impact, so I just created it and confirmed user saying that new account assignment group of customers Z1 is created and you can use it in documents. So after my confirmation, what user did, he went and assigned this account assignment group of customers to nearly 10 to 15 customers last week, and all are ready to bill to this week. So after billing them, revenue accounts are not determined. So where is the problem? How do you proceed with analysis? Simple. So once you create a value in master data configuration, in master data area, you need to check where it is used. What happens if business uses these values in master data? So I have Z1, okay, account assignment group of customer. This account assignment group of customer is used to determine revenue accounts, right, at the end of the sales cycle. So what I would have done, I could have configured, maintained VKOS settings for new account assignment group of customer, but I did not do that step, follow on step. So I just taken care the user request. That's it. I did not do impact analysis at the time of creating customer account group. So account assignment group of customer, I meant to say. Okay. So if you do without, if you change anything, if you add any value without doing impact analysis, then these kind of problems will arise. So you have to do a reverse engineering to know why accounting documents are not generating. Let's say I did a mistake, then this ticket is assigned to Gopi. So Gopi found that revenue account determination is not configured for new account assignment group of customer, that is Z1 in VKY. Then he'll see who created it. Then you will explain to user saying that, so there is a new account assignment group of customer added last week to business into the production system. And for the same, there is no revenue account determination configured. Then he will escalate internally saying that, so Prasad did a change. He added a new account assignment group of customer, but he has not assigned revenue accounts for the same. But business started using this new account assignment group, which is causing failure of revenue account determination. Billing documents are not released to accounting. So this is the problem ticket, simple problem. So if you have customer specific enhancements, client specific enhancements, where you may be needing code change or something, then that can also be called as problem ticket. Okay. Then change request. So this is another type of ticket. So in this, business knows what they want. Okay, they wanted to create a new sales document type in Vivo V8. From next month, they want to use new sales document type and business. So they create a change request. So it is assigned to Gopi and he has to work on creating this new sales document type, that is change. So tickets are three types: incident, problem tickets, and change request in support. So incidents are small regular issues, known issues. Problem tickets are where the root cause is unknown. Change requests are request for changes. So business wants what they need, so they'll request you to do that. Change it in the system. That is what your change request. Okay. So most of the times your change requests are handled at L3 support. So incident and problem tickets are L2 support. Okay. Now we will see SLAs, service level agreements. Before going to service level agreements, you need to know priorities. E1, priority 1 ticket. P2, P3, P4, priority 1, priority 2, priority 3, priority 4. So when you get a P1 ticket, then that's it. P1 means urgent issue, critical. Okay. These priorities are also called as critical. P1 is critical. Okay. P2 is high priority. P3 is medium priority. P4 is low priority. So sometimes your business model, a support model, so these priorities or criticalities are dependent on your um, client's decision. They may identify them as P1, P2, P3, P4, or if you go to other client, they'll call them as critical ticket, high priority ticket, medium priority, low priority. All are same. Okay. So each kind of ticket, based on their priority, you will have certain SLAs. SLA is nothing but service level agreement. Let's say at the beginning of the contract signing, contract, creation with client and support partner, you will decide what are the SLAs for different tickets. So you went for agreement with your client saying that whenever there is a critical ticket raised by business, that will be acknowledged. So consultant, whoever, I mean, the support team should acknowledge this ticket, critical ticket, acknowledge within 30 minutes. Okay. Whenever there is a critical ticket, support team should acknowledge the ticket within 30 minutes and resolve 5 hours. Means critical ticket will have 5 hours time. Because if you don't resolve this critical ticket as soon as possible, then it may impact. I mean, normally critical tickets are global impact tickets. Let's say delivery creation program is not working. Last week you did enhancement in that area, so now it is failing, going dumb. It is giving runtime error. Okay, so it is so critical that all deliveries across the globe are stopped now. You cannot deliver goods to customer because you cannot create deliveries. That is a critical ticket. So once business raises the ticket for this, you should acknowledge within 30 minutes. Acknowledge means you have to send confirmation to the user who raised the ticket saying that we started working on this. We will be resolving it as soon as possible. That is what your acknowledgement. So then you have to ignore all other works and then you have to start working on this one and you have to solve it within 5 hours. Then P2 tickets, let's say acknowledge within 1 day, or high means save to write CVRT to, let's say it will take 4 hours. You have to acknowledge to user saying that we are working on this ticket within 4 hours and let's say resolution is resolving 2 days, 2 working days. Then P3 ticket, acknowledge in 1 day, then resolving 4 days. P4 ticket, acknowledge in 2 days, resolving 7 days. So these are the typical support, project SLAs. I'm just taken this as an example, but it can be timings or the resolution times or acknowledged times could be different, could be changing dependent on your project to project. Okay, this is what SLA means, service level agreement. So you will have ticket types based on its severity or priority, P1, P2, P3, P4, and each ticket will have its own SLA. Based on this SLA system, you have to resolve tickets. Okay, so they will set a benchmark here into support projects. At any point of time, any consultant, they should not breach these SLAs. If there is any breach, it should not come down beyond 98%. That means, let's say Prasad is handling 100 tickets per month, 98% of tickets, 98 tickets are resolved within SLA. 2 are breached. 2 SLA breach means for SLA breach also there will be penalty from client side. Client will pose penalty, charge penalty if you breach SLA. So this is how they go for agreement at the time of contract signing. Okay. Yeah. So any doubts in this? Okay. Yeah. So now, if we don't have any doubts, we'll go for status updates. Status updates. So status updates means when you receive a ticket into your queue, it will be with status new. So new means just received. Let's say consultant has taken it into his queue, then the status will be assigned. Okay. Then, so let's say my team lead assigned one ticket to me. When it reached our queue, our team's queue, the status is new. My team lead assigned this ticket to me, or I got it into my queue, then status will be assigned. Okay. Then I started working on that. I have to set it to in progress. Okay. Let's say you need something, you need additional information from users. So the ticket details, error details are not clear. So you will set status to awaiting user info. Awaiting user info. You will have a status called awaiting user info. Let's say other team working on that. So this is an integration ticket. So SD and FI integration, you have done your part, and FI team is working on that. That means you have to have a different awaiting subtask. Okay. Then finally you close. You fixed it. Your issue is resolved. So then you set it to resolved status. After 3 months, if this ticket is not reopened, okay, then reopen means your fix is not working. User tests it again and he says issue is not fixed, issue is not resolved. Then your help desk team will set status to reopen. Status to reopen. Then after this, let's say there is no reopen for 3 months. This is fixed. After 3 months, ticket is automatically set to closed status. Closed means this issue is closed now. After providing resolution for 3 months after providing resolution, if it is not reopened, system will set status to closed automatically. Okay, so these are the status updates, main status updates. But I mean, you can also have one or two more statuses. Okay, let's say system freeze is there for 15 days. Quality system is not working. Then you can add this status here, system freeze. Okay, like that. So it depends on again your client. So these are the status updates. Okay. So any doubts in this? So if you don't have any doubts, we will see how we can create tickets. Okay. Yeah. So let's quickly disconnect and connect. Okay. Hello. So let's connect back. We will finish this ticketing creation and queue monitoring and other stuff.